It is Monday, May 13, 8:37 a.m., and you are looking at levels that have been identified in the SPY that we're going to use to trade against in the E-mini futures. After the market closes this afternoon or evening, we'll circle back around, take a look at this chart and all the trades taken in the E-minis based off of these levels. See you then. It's now after 6 o'clock, a pretty good way to start the week. Let's expand this chart a little. We'll go ahead and adjust the levels. Now, I'll talk through this before we watch the recording of a couple of these trades. So after 9:45, they were down here in between these two levels. So I'll adjust these. Operating level 521.76. Operating level on this one 520.88. Then 519.92. All right. So this would not have been triggered for a long trade because it was before 9:45. Good lesson here. Why I don't do this. Sometimes they work, but this basically showed me that the level is important. A little bounce here, but after 9:45, that was a short trade. Trailed it down a little bit. Bought this one. Basically trailed it down to where the next level was. Bought this one, and it spiked through. I've said this before. This is where liquidity is. It was a good place to buy. Just had to withstand this. They bounced up. There's a long trade. And I was eating lunch right here. Completely missed this trade. But as you'll see in the tracking log, what I trailed on the first trade and down, and then got a little bit more, I think. Can't remember that number, 4.5 points or so on the second. Anyway, it equaled the same 12 points if you just had the base hit, base hit, base hit. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just take a look at the tracking log so you can see it as it actually happened. Before I start rolling this, just pay attention to the time. After 9:45, I had a limit order down here. You can see I was going to buy 2. I was definitely more interested in going short today. So that's why you'll see me sell 4 when it came back up here. But I had an order in the system that you don't see, but that's why when they hit 521.76, you see 4 short over here on the E-mini chart. And I ended up canceling this the limit order at 520.88. So I'll start playing this. It sped up about 16x. And I may have to scrub ahead a little bit. Here we go. So sold 4, and I took a base hit of 3 right here. That's 4 points, base hit. And trailed the remainder down a little farther. It takes some time, so I'll scrub ahead. Yeah, so I was even willing to sell another one up here, so I'd be short 5 if they went up a little higher. Felt pretty good about the resistance at this point, at this level. But they didn't get me that one extra contract, so they came down. There we go. So now I bought back 3 of the 4. I'm trailing 1. And there's my target. If they were to go all the way down, that would just negate the trailing position of the one contract. And they got me all the way down there. And so just so you understand what happens, so when they come down into this level here, I was just going to buy one right. So I'm in the general neighborhood here. I end up canceling this order, put it in the system. So as soon as I don't know if you saw that flash through. That was me putting the order in the system. So as soon as this one trade was bought back here to clear out this trailing position, they hit 520.88. I'll just let this go so you can see it happen. And I was long at that point. I think 2 contracts. And that's where they fell below and looked like they were going to fall out, but or keep going lower, and that was kind of the fake out, which was not a problem if you stayed in the trade and just gave it some leash. And there are rules, of course, I'm looking at. I mean, I understand that if things happen down here, that I would have to reverse or something else. There's other factors that go into that. But anyway, I guess let me just scrub ahead here. So they did come all the way down to, there we go. So it happened fast, but they got me. So now I'm long. So I already explained what happened here. So I sold back the 1 and I bought 2. So I'm out of the money for a little bit. And so here's my base hit of 4 points. And I'm not sure why I did this, but I thought, well, I think I could get more. So I went up to about 5 points and some change, a few ticks or so, whatever that is. And thought I'd just take 1 off. But after a while, because there was some things that happened first I saw it in like a 5-minute chart. Then I saw the same thing happen on a 10, then a 15-minute chart to give me some confirmation that this was going to be maybe a longer term bottom that they might even go up. If I could just get them to trail or go higher, I might trail them all the way up to underside of this 522.80 zone, but that didn't happen. But point is, I thought I could get 5 or more than 4 points is what I'm trying to say. But then the tune kind of changed a little bit. So when I saw what was going on, I jumped out. See how close they got to my target there. I ended up jumping out at around 3.5 points or so. So really, it would have been better off just to stay in the trade and get the 4 points. It would have taken a lot less time too, because 4 points was already hit by this point anyway. So scrub ahead about right here, I think. Yeah, just jumped out. So I was in the green on the remaining or on the 2 contracts. So then at some point, they're going sideways. About right now, I am hungry, so I go to grab something to eat. When I get back to my computer, I was only gone maybe 20 minutes or so. This happened. So I got back in time to see them spike this level and pull up. And now I don't know if I probably would have taken 2 contracts and took out the base hit at this point. Because like I said, I was more interested in going short today than being on the long side. So this would have given me a base hit. I'm counting this if you're playing by the rules because each of these was very legitimate base hit, but I just missed it. I wasn't there. So, and really nothing else happened for the rest of the trading day. I mean, no other levels were hit for me to take a trade. So those were the 3 levels. So now let's jump back to the full day. Just to get another visual of the day and see how these levels were important throughout the day. I mean, they opened way up here. And after all this following and messing around back and forth, they closed within pennies of one of the levels. After respecting these levels pretty well, this is the way I'd like to see them react to these levels. These produce pretty good trades when you get this type of price action at the levels. First log is playing by the rules. 3 levels were hit, 3 base hits, so just an easy 12 points. What I did is I got the first one, trailed it a little bit more on the second half, or it wasn't. It was 4 points and then trailed 1. But then I got a base hit on the other level, but I jumped out slightly less than a base hit because I was, I don't know, call it greed, call it whatever you want. Actually, I had a very good reason to think that they would go higher for a while until those indications started to kind of fade a little bit. So anyway, I'm just calling this a 3.5 point base hit because what I got, and I never got the one down at 519.87, but the total points were the same. So the day ended pretty well for me. And if you're curious, it was a little over $1,300 with what I did after commission. So those were the trades. Hope you found this interesting and helpful. Kind of an interesting way to trade them. And honestly, when these days ended like this, I just asked myself, why did I just take a base hit at every single level? Because I know it works in the long term and it's easier. They tend to happen a lot quicker anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll do this again tomorrow.